Well, as you can see, we're back in here on the public land horizontal rub set tonight for the first time. 30th of October, Halloween. Had a pretty good westerly wind for this stand evening set, so slipped in here. The horizontal rub's definitely been hit, so it's actually broke off one of the posts that I had it attached to, but the other end is still attached to the live tree. But been getting a lot of action on our private land farm up there. I don't know, we got one real nice 10-pointer with short brow tines, long tines. Been there a couple years, but he was on a couple of different rubs pretty hard there within the last 10 days probably or so. And then another local buck there, another 10-pointer. He was actually fighting another buck right on the rub there. One was on one side of the rub, one on the other, and they were sparring back and forth, so that was pretty cool. But he's definitely a pretty nice buck also. But and then one that we've got a little history with. He's been an 8-pointer this year. I see he's turned into a 9, but he's a real mature buck. Been there forever, it seems like, but he was on a rub too, so out of 3 cameras that I checked there on that farm, all 3 of them had mature bucks on them, so be interesting to see what has hit this rub or whatever. So we'll sit here and think about them private land bucks and wait for a big public buck to come by. But we'll probably be here in the morning too if we don't see anything, and we'll check the trail cameras then. Well, this is the setup we were on here last night. Come in here on the public land, and actually the rub had been, I just put a dead limb on there to hold one end of it up, and it had been broke off, so rather than leave it on the ground the whole season, we decided to spend the morning, come in here quickly and replace it. I cut this willow, brought it down in here, gonna plant it on this side, attach the horizontal limb back to it and get out of here. But we pulled the one camera there before we left there last night, and there's a big mature buck. Unfortunately, he didn't have any much for antlers, but he was the one that tore this down, and there was several bucks that had actually walked by here and hit the rub, but our big ones we were after, none of them had been here since we checked the last time. That's been about 10 days ago, I suppose. But so we're gonna plant this and get out of here quick and come back again. Supposedly that sounds like a woodpecker. But anyway, just a quick review on what I'm doing. This is a Scotch pine limb, and it just gives the buck a place to leave his sign, is what I'm doing with these. Licking branch. The scrape hasn't really been used, but a couple of bucks had used the licking branch while we were gone. And funnel area here, probably just leave one camera on it. There's a lot of other hunters in the area. I hate to lose 2 cameras, so we'll keep the one camera on it and be back in here. It's really a better evening set than a morning set. It's just hard to get back here in the morning, so we'll switch the card in this camera and get out of here. But I'm still we saw last night there, we didn't really see much. Saw one little buck up here in the timber, didn't really get any video of it, but saw a pileated woodpecker. You don't see many of them, so that's pretty cool. Well, this is my other public land setup here. I think it actually is getting more attention
It's really been rubbed up on the vertical tree, and on the horizontal limbs been hit a bunch here, looks like. So and the scrape's actually been worked quite a bit more than the other one had, so it's definitely getting activity. Unfortunately, we put a trail camera on here earlier. We come in here a couple of weeks ago to check it. The trail camera was gone. So I just thought I'd run down here and see what it looked like, and unfortunately the tree stand that I had set up is gone too, so might be one of them situations where we'll just have to do a hang and hunt, or try to do something like Zach's been doing, like hunting a ghillie suit on the ground or something around here. But definitely would be interesting to see what's on here. But definitely these horizontal rubs are working on public ground. It's just the idea of anybody that comes through here can see it and see your setup, and more than welcome to hunt here too, I guess. So, you know, you live and learn. I hate putting up another camera. I might later on if it's still getting a lot of activity and I'm hunting down here a little more steady. So, but this is basically just a funnel here too, but it's a little closer to the road, so more accessible to other people, I guess. So we'll leave it alone and get out of here and probably hunt this a few times too. It looks very promising.